welcome back to yet another episode of my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are good. I hope you guys are great. It's sunny. It's good, man. You know, like the sun is out. The birds are chirping. There's a bit of wind in certain places, but I don't know. I'm just loving the weather. So this week we are chatting about mentorship and the importance of mentorship. I think we all apply to be a mentor or mentee at some point in our lives, but we never really sit down and discuss the importance of being a mentor or a mentee, or how do you become a good mentor or how do you become a good mentee. And I thought, you know what, let me just share my 2 cents nyana on the topic. Before we go further, I just want to give out 5 shout outs to the following people. I think I'm going to start again with giving out shout outs because I understand that without the support that you guys give me, this YouTube channel wouldn't be a thing. And so it just gives me so much treasure, so much pleasure to show my gratitude. So my first shout out goes out to my mother. My mother has been through this whole YouTube journey and she has shown her support even though sometimes she did not understand the content. So ngiyabonga mama. I think the second person I want to give a shout out to is Tariro. Tariro is one of my best friends and she is just always there, you know, sharing the link, you know, just doing the most, man, in terms of supporting this YouTube channel. Dinzalo, I know I've given you a shout out before, but I think you need to understand how much I appreciate you and I appreciate the support that you have given to me. Shout out to Aubrey. I see you. I try to engage as much as I can on your comment section. So thank you so much. So that was my mom, Tariro, Denzwalo, Aubrey. So the last shout out goes out to my cousin, Tando. Babes, I think, thank you. That's all I need to say. Thank you. So guys, let's get on right into it. Let me just focus the volume because it's a bit too loud and I can't even hear myself. Mentorship. Okay, so I joined a mentorship program in my first year of university and that was in 2016. So in 2016 I joined a women's mentorship program. It was at RES, so I could only mentor 3 women. Okay, and from there onwards I realized that, you know what, I actually like this mentorship thing. I get some fulfillment from it. I feel my best when I'm around mentees, when I'm sharing my expertise, when I listen to them and try and relate to them. And there's a sense of fulfillment that comes with being able to say, you know what, I've been through what you've been through and this is how I went through it. So in 2017, I then joined the STARS mentorship program at the University of Pretoria. And that is basically our mentorship program at the university. And I enjoyed it because I was a second year student taking on a first year who is, you know what, fresh out of high school, doesn't know what's happening in university, and just to show them the ropes and how things are basically done in the university, you know. And I don't know, man. So from there onwards, it's been an uphill. I've been going on an uphill slope, and I've enjoyed it so much. And then from then onwards, I have been part of the STARS mentorship program literally since then till my last day of uni. And I don't want to lie, I've enjoyed every moment. Like, every moment about being a mentor for me it's like, yeah, you know. I think the one thing that I like about the mentorship relationship is the fact that you as the mentor don't get to just impart knowledge, but you get to learn a bit from your mentees as well. I've realized that we are from separate generations, and different generations come with a different thought process. And so it's very fascinating to sometimes hear someone who's, for example, older than me say to me, in my days, this is how we used to do things. Or to hear someone who is younger than me to say, well, nowadays, this is what we do, you know? And you sort of close the gaps that we have in between generations, because I think one of the biggest problems that we have, even in our home relationships, is the fact that there's just such a gap between different generations. And so we don't understand why people do things the way they do. And mentorship sort of closes that gaps and takes care of that issue. So how many mentees did I take this year? This year, I wanted to take 10 mentees, but God was like, ayo, take 13. So this year I have 13 mentees, all doing accounting sciences, which I'm so happy about, because we get to chat about IFRS, we get to chat about our role as accountants, you know, in the industry, in the country, and I think in the globe, which is something which is really important, because I studied accounting, I love accounting, and I don't know, I love talking about it, I love engaging in it, I love having discussions around it and seeing how do we solve the current problems that we have in the world with our qualification, if we can put it that way. Why do I think mentorship is important? Well, I think, firstly, I for one believe that it's important for everyone to sort of plow back into the community which has helped them grow. And I've had the privilege of having mentors for every area in my life. Like literally, I have a mentor for my writing, I have a mentor for my public speaking, I have a mentor for my poetry, I have a mentor for my personal life, I have a mentor for my spiritual life. And through having mentors, I've realized that, you know what, it would just be a great idea to take on the knowledge that I have and pass it on to the next individual. So for me, mentorship is about putting back into a community that has helped you grow. You know, it doesn't take a lot. Honestly, it doesn't take a lot, at least for me personally. It really doesn't take a lot to just take a bit of my time to help someone with for example, a concept that they don't understand, with an issue of life in general that they really have no clue about or what to do about. And it's fulfilling. It is really fulfilling. And that is why it is something that it's a commitment that I've made to myself to take at least 10 mentees each year. At least, like at the very, very least, take 10 mentees and just sort of go through this thing of life with them. Do I have a best or a favorite mentor? I do. My public speaking mentor, Lerato Dube. She is a public speaker. She's a coach. She is a mother. She is a sister. And when I met her, she showed me this life that I never even knew existed. You know, she's the one who made me believe that I'm a global speaker, because more than just being a public speaker, I wanted to be a global speaker. I wanted to speak to globes. I wanted to speak to people of all nations, people of all color, people of different age groups. And she was the one that made me believe that, baby girl, that is doable. And so I think for that, she has become my favorite. Besides that, I think we are very relatable in the sense that she is Zulu. We share the same sort of traditions and beliefs. So when I go through something, I rarely have to explain certain things to her. She sort of already knows and she sort of already understands. So she's my favorite mentor. Not to say that I don't like my other mentors, but we all have favorites and she's mine. And I appreciate all my mentors for the different roles that they've played in my life. because I don't think that I would have been here, sitting here, speaking to you guys if it wasn't for them. So to all of them, I love you. So, why don't I make people pay for my mentorship? Why don't I sort of sell my mentorship expertise? For me, it's not about the money. It is honestly not about the money. It is about giving back to society. It is about doing my sort of own corporate responsibility. It is about being a citizen of South Africa and giving back to other citizens in South Africa. And I don't think I'll ever get to a point where I make people pay for being my mentees. I just, mentorship is something that you volunteer, you know, it comes from the heart. And so I don't know, for me it just wouldn't make sense to make people now suddenly pay for something that I volunteered to do. Do I have a favorite mentee? No. All my mentees are great. I love them all wholeheartedly in the same way. They all have a different spot in my heart. They're all different human beings, and so they each carry a special sort of, you know, spot in my life, in my heart. And so I don't have a favorite mentee. Does mentorship just end after, for example, 12 months or a certain period? I believe the greatest mentors and mentees have a relationship that is lifelong lasting. You know, those are the best mentors and mentee relationships. Those are the kind of relationships that you want to hold on to, because you know that 25 years down the line, you can still give that mentor, you can still give that mentee a call to check up on them, to ask, I'm struggling with this certain topic. Do you perhaps have any idea how I can maneuver around it? So all my mentees, literally from 2017 till this day, are still my mentees, and I'm still their mentor, because we have a lifelong relationship. I don't believe that a mentor-mentee relationship is seasonal. I believe it's a lifetime thing. So how do you become a good mentor? I think the biggest thing, and it's something that I've learned over the years, something that I'm still learning and trying to sort of master, is to listen. There's nothing that beats the art of listening. As people, we are too quick to respond, too quick to judge, too quick to sort of impose our belief system, our experiences on others. And the biggest sort of characteristic or trait that you can have as a mentor is to listen. Because most often, your mentee doesn't want advice. Most often, they want someone who will be able to say, I hear you, I've been through that, what do you think? You know, what are your thoughts around that? And for them to be able to convey their thoughts and to convey their messages in a space where they know that they won't be judged, in a space where they can feel comfortable. So that's one of the traits, the trait of listening. The second trait is confidentiality. Being a mentor is sort of really close to being a therapist. I can never take what my mentees tell me and tell it to the next person. It's not professional, it's not ethical, and it's not humane, you know. And those are the three values that I strongly believe in, and that the accounting sort of field has emphasized or drilled into me. So I respect people's confidentiality. You'll never tell me something and I'll tell it to the next person, because I wouldn't appreciate you doing that. And so it is something that I don't do myself. And then sort of the third characteristic that you need to have to be a good mentor is to be flexible. To be flexible in literally in all senses, or probably another or better word to describe it is to be adaptable. To be able to put yourself in your mentee's shoes and to think, what would I have done, or how would I have felt had I been in this situation? And that has helped me, sort of understand what people are going through even before I went through them myself. So those are the 3 tips that I can give to anyone who is an aspiring mentor or anyone who is currently a mentor. And then, how do you become a good mentee? So I've heard this debate quite a lot, where mentors have this sort of belief that their mentees need to be the one who ask them for help because they're the one who need a mentor. But I don't believe in that theory. I believe that sometimes people are too shy to come out when they need help. And my responsibility as a mentor is to make sure that I sort of go out of my way to check if they are okay. So literally every 2 weeks, I check up on my mentees. And literally just checking up, just finding out, are you still good? How's everything at home? How is school? Are you coping? Do you need any help? I don't believe in the principle that the mentees need to come to me because I'm the one who volunteered as the mentor. So I'm the one who's supposed to be going out there. But that's a debate for another day. But that is just my belief. So the first thing about being a mentee or being a good mentee is to be honest. To be honest with your mentor, to sort of create a space where you feel safe, a space where you can talk to your mentor about anything and everything, because ultimately they have volunteered to be of help. The second thing about being a good mentee is to learn. Like, never get to a point where you feel that you've made it in life, because you will never get to that point. There is always something to learn. So if your mentor, says something, ask yourself, what is the lesson that God is trying to teach me through these mentors' words? And the last sort of trait or characteristic or value that you need to have as a mentee is to have fun. There is nothing more depressing for me as a mentor than to see that my mentee is not living their life to the fullest. So it sort of puts me in a very difficult emotional situation. So as a mentee, just have fun. Ask if you don't understand, comment if you have an opinion. Just have fun. Get that concept of living your life to the fullest drilled into your head. I always encourage my mentees to carry on sort of the legacy that I'm trying to now start, and that is, if I'm done with your sort of mentorship period, and that usually happens for academically it happens for 12 months. If I'm done with you for these 12 months, I always encourage you to go out there and take on at least one other person that you can mentor, that you can impart knowledge to, that you can learn from. And I think in that way, we just continue to build a better society. And in that way, we mold each other, without too much effort, really. I really hope that you guys enjoyed the lessons that I had coming with this mentorship video. And this is what my mentees had to say about the topic.